Hello, and a huge welcome to the second instalment of the Summer Festival Week. This session will focus on business, in particular Henley Business School, part of the University of Reading. Now, before I hand you over to John, representative at Henley Business School, just a couple of things what we're going to go through today. So we'll have the presentation from Henley Business School. We'll also talk a bit more about postgrad.com, a chance for you to win a £500 bursary on top of any other scholarships or funding opportunities you may apply for, and what is coming up next. So without further ado, I'd like to hand you over to John. John, as I mentioned, is a representative at Henley Business School. John, I'd like to hand over to you now, and I'll see you guys for the Q&A at the end.
Thank you very much. My name is John, and I work for the Henley Business School, the recruitment team. And I'll be talking to you all about the Henley Business School and life in Henley as a whole, and the University of Reading. So many students keep asking if the Henley Business School is different from the University of Reading. I tell students the Henley Business School is a part of the University of Reading, and we've been over 70 years of history and excellence, founded in 1945. Henley Business School is one of the oldest business school in the UK, and we're triple accredited. With the Amber, Equis, and AACSB. Just about 100 universities in the world have this accreditation, and we happen to be one of them, which makes us one of the top business schools in the UK and in the world. And we have the ICMA Center, which is over 100 trading simulation terminals in 3 dealing rooms, equipped with Thomson Reuters and the Bloomberg software. Strong links to industries and employers, excellent career support. These are things that stand us out from every other university or business school you can think about. Benefits of Henley: we have excellent student support, as I've earlier mentioned, from the staff, from the careers team, from our alumni, and from industry players, because we have mentors assigned to all our students. Once you come on board as a student, you assign a mentor from the industry. So you receive advice. You can also have opportunities to network with the mentor as well. And we also have careers team organizing more or less like the career talks for students. We have the big players come on campus to talk about the industry and also talk about life after Henley. We also have the campus jobs as well. For students that are looking for jobs, once they come on campus, you have opportunities to work while you're studying as well. And we have student ambassadors. For most of our students that want to work on campus, that want to work for the university, you have the opportunity. You're working for the university and you're getting paid as well. And if you also want to work outside the university, you have the opportunity to also do that as well and get paid. And we have the counseling and well-being, access to professional counseling, well-being, and mental health support as well. Great location. The university is located in Reading, which is also named after the town Reading as well. And we're just about 25 minutes away from central London by train. It's a direct train to central London, which is London Paddington. And also we have easy access to major cities like Oxford as well. Student accommodation, we have student accommodation on campus. We are more or less like an all-in-one campus, where students living on campus have the opportunities, to access the supermarkets. We have the banks on campus. We have ATM machines on campus. We have clubs and societies on campus as well. We have, depending on what your faith is, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, we have that on campus as well for you to worship as well. Life as a student: a beautiful and well-equipped lecture theaters, 24 hours library, like I mentioned earlier, to supermarkets, ATM machines. We have 360 house pub, 150 clubs and societies. You have access to all of these things, and we also have the sports park. For most of you that are sports fans, we have indoor and outdoor sports facilities as well. And for those of you that will be coming on campus as a married as a married person, you also have the opportunity to, especially if you have kids, you can also register your kids at the nursery and also preschool as well. So you have the opportunity to be part of the university. This is a discounted opportunity for students coming on campus with their kids. So for medical centers, you have medical centers very close to the campus as well, for you to access the GP as a student. We are, like I mentioned earlier, we're one of the first. Henley Business School was one of the first business school in the UK, which stands us out as a top-notch business school, rich heritage, founded in 1945, up until, you know, we have a rich history up until this date, and we have these are our recognized and important dates in history as well. More than just a business school, we are much more than a business school. We are all about you. You know, we think about our students. We put our students in mind first before any other thing. The state of mind of our students is what we consider first, and the future and passion about our students, what we put into consideration first. Deeper and broader understanding of what's your current and relevant and right in business, latest theories, knowledge, a passionate determination. How we help you, go through all of this. We also help you fulfill your potentials as well, not just about academics, but about what your passion is, as a student when you come on board. Our rankings: we're a top business school, number 7 in the UK for finance, and 39 in the world for finance as well. For our management course, we are number 11 in the UK, and a top business school. For our career progression, we are top 10 in the UK and 17 in the world for quality, in faculty. Overall experience score for business and management programs, that is 91%. So joining us, you are in the right place as regards to a business school. And I've also talked about our accreditation, our triple accreditation as well, AACSB, the EQUIS and the AMBA as well. And this is one of our finest facilities, which is the ICMA Center for Finance. We just recently invested in this state-of-the-art facilities for finance, and it's a simulation center for finance students, one of the biggest in the UK as well. So for those that will be studying real estate and finance, finance programs, accounting and finance, you have the opportunity to have a first-hand experience, on these facilities as well. Our postgraduate programs. We have programs in accounting, in finance, business and management, information management, and real estate and planning. And these are our masters we have under the subject areas. So key highlights on some of these areas, like I've mentioned earlier, most of our business and management programs have international trips to countries including Poland, France, Russia, etc., and the like. So we have some programs, give students the opportunity to choose between a practical and an applied business project in conjunction with some organizations, or to conduct an original piece of academic research, depending on your choice of area as well. Our ICME Center, as I mentioned earlier, is among the pioneers of finance education. So, and also renowned strong links to the financial service industries. Most of all of our programs, are connected to the industries. We have the finance industry, we have the real estate industry, we have the business industry as well, and we are well connected with the industries. So you look at several leading professional bodies like the CIMA, the CIPD, the CIM, the CFA, the CISI, and the likes, and also the RICS for the real estate. And these are professional bodies, that we're affiliated with. The Henley Business School is home to dedicated and business libraries, which provide specialist support and resources to our faculties and students. And also we have got more than 100 societies, like I've mentioned earlier. You can join any of these societies. And one thing I tell students is when you come on campus, please try as much as possible not to miss the welcome week. This is where you have opportunities to know all of the things available for you to, to be a part of and also to join. And we have the Masters in Management, one of our finest programs, ranked 11 in the UK by Financial Times, and also it's a flagship of the MBA program. So our MBA program is an executive MBA, and most of you fresh from college or fresh from the university won't be able to join the MBA program. The management program is the best fit for you, because for the MBA program, it's about 3 to 5 years work experience before you can join the MBA program. Not just 3 to 5 years work experience, but a 3 to 5 years executive or managerial experience before you can actually join this this program. So we often advise students to go for the MSc Management, which is also one of our finance programs as well. We have the Masters in Finance, one of our longest established finance program, ranked in the world top 40 in finance, and number 7 in the UK as well by Financial Times, and offers the choice of more than 15 elective modules, benefits from professional exams, exemptions from the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments. So many opportunities. You have opportunities to have first-hand experience in the trading simulation terminal support, and also once you're done, you've had opportunities, in this sort of facility as well. We have the Masters in Real Estate. This is number 21 in the world, by Best Masters, and you have the opportunities to network with the big players in the real estate industry as well. So for some of you that will be coming on board to study the real estate finance, you have the opportunity also to enjoy the facility of the ICMA Center as well, which is one of our finest facility we have on campus as well. Academic requirements. So for our academic requirements, we require a minimum of 2-1 or above in an undergraduate degree, and quantitative background needed for most of our finance programs. So for most of you that will be coming to study finance, you will need a quantitative background, and if you don't have that, you'll be required to do a GMAT, for this program. And for IELTS, most of our programs require a 6.5 overall with no elements lower than 6.0. And for our information management programs, we require a 6.5 overall with no elements less than 5.5. So if you require the IELTS for once you have your offer, and it comes with a condition, so this is our IELTS requirements for those of you that would require the English. Our scholarships. So we have our scholarship process. We have up to £1 million available for scholarships and funding for potential students coming on board. And I tell students the scholarships available, you would need to have applied to the university before you can have access to the scholarship links. So once you have an offer, you definitely have an access to the scholarship links. Now, and for you to get this scholarship, you will need to log into your Me at Reading portal before you can have access to this. This is different from the application portal which you have applied, to study. So once you've gotten an offer, you automatically get, the Me at Reading email, which is asking you to set up your Me at Reading portal before you can have access to your scholarship links. And once you get this scholarship, you need to accept it within 4 weeks of receiving this offer, so they don't assign the scholarship to someone else. Accommodation, like I've mentioned, we have our accommodation on campus, and it ranges from about 130 to 270 pounds per week, and we have the duration of about 40 weeks to about 51 weeks, duration of our accommodation. And we have different accommodation. We have the self-catered accommodation. We have the ensuite accommodation. We have the shared accommodation as well, depending on your budget, depending on what you're looking for. We have that on campus. And if you're coming with your family as well, we have accommodation for family on campus as well. And if you want to live outside of campus, yes, we have that also available for our students as well. And you have the alumni. This is a very strong alumni we have in about 160 countries. We have about 87,000 alumni cut across 160 countries, and you have the opportunity to be part of this alumni community. You can sign up to join our alumni community once you done with us and you're done with school. You have the opportunity to sign up as well. And I tell students, for our career team, you have the opportunity to still book appointments with our careers team. Even after 3 years of graduation, you can still be in touch with our careers team. They'll also be in touch with you to know how you're doing, to know what you're currently doing, where you're currently working. Because if you go on the website, you will see that about 94% of our graduates gets employed within 6 months of graduation. So the support is there in terms of your career progression, in terms of your career choice, and all of that. You get that support from our careers team as well. And we have links to so many big companies like Microsoft, JP Morgan, Barclays, PwC, Deloitte, EY, Shell, so many companies. We have support from them, and we have strong links to them as well. And I employ you all, to go on, put in your application, and our turnaround time is about 2 to 4 weeks in terms of application. And once you've submitted your application and you've not gotten anything yet from the admissions team, after 2 weeks, you try as much as possible to reach out to us, and my email address is here as well. You try as much as possible to reach out to us, and I can assure you that we would get back to you as soon as possible. Once you've submitted your application, within 2 to 4 weeks, admissions team gets back to you. But after 2 weeks, once you don't hear anything from the admissions team, reach out to us at postgraduates@henley.ac.uk, and we'll try as much as possible, to get you the decision, on time.
Thank you, John. Very insightful. As per usual, Henley Business School giving a great account of themselves, and it's always great to hear of business schools, in particular that last part as well about the mentoring program you guys have got for alumni students and so on. From that, it's fantastic. So at this stage, we'd like to say a huge welcome to all our podcast listeners. We have just been joined by John today from Henley Business School, who has just been going through a presentation around Henley Business School about the great features they've got, where they're based, and so on. But John, I'm just going to engage in a Q&A with you with some of the questions that have come in beforehand and during the session as well. If we can start with Henley and its location to begin with, because a lot of people will hear the word Henley and not realise they're actually part of the University of Reading, even though it's in the title. So talk to me about how close you are to London, the ties, the infrastructure. You're actually closer to Heathrow than many London institutions, aren't you? So just talk me through that and about how important that is.
So many students ask this same question, and they want to know where we're actually located. And you have to know that we are located at the south of the UK, which is in Reading. We're named after the town, Reading. And so many people pronounce it as Reading, but it's actually Reading. And we are just about 25 minutes away from London, just a straight train to London Paddington. And we, like you mentioned, yes, we are actually closer to London than so many other universities. And I tell students the living expenses is way cheaper than that of London. And you wouldn't be using the living expenses of London, but you're using the living expenses outside of London, once you come to study at the Henley Business School.
Does that make a difference to things like accommodation as well, or is it still relatively high? Because obviously that's a big factor of a lot of students, international students, where they're going to be living. Is it on campus? Is it accessible? Local living? Is it easy to get to the university?
Yes, it's very easy to get to the university, and the standard of living is quite affordable. It's cheap as well, not definitely not as high as London. And you're living outside of London, but you're still able to access London, and enjoy the benefits of London as well, while you're paying way lower, than those living in London and based in London as well. And for the accommodation, our accommodation on campus is just about 15 minutes walk from the lecture rooms, and the faculties. So from whatever accommodation you decide to stay on campus, it's just about a 50 minutes walk, and we're about 20 minutes away from the center of Reading. So if you want to stay outside of campus, yes, very accessible. We have 24 hours transportation system. So you have nothing to worry about if you're staying on campus. If you want to use the library, late into the evening or into the night, you have the opportunity to access the bus as well and get to wherever you're going to around Reading.
But from an international student perspective, I've been to Reading before. It's a fantastic place. Although it's great going into London, I don't feel like you have to, because obviously you've got the huge shopping centre there. You've got great social life. Are there a lot of international students living in Reading? Do you guys get a lot of international students as a whole?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do get lots of international students, and I tell students, look, this is the reason why I always say try as much as possible to attend the welcome week, because this is where you meet a lot of students from different nationals, and you network with these students as well. You don't just need to go with those from your region or from your country. You can mix with other students from different nationalities as well, and also network with them. We have different nationalities on campus, and if you're in probably a class of about 30, you would have different nationalities of about probably 19. So this is how much much of diversity we are.
Okay, so next I want to talk about, you mentioned earlier in your presentation about the application process and how long it takes and so on from there. One thing that wasn't, I think it was mentioned but not really talked about in depth, is English language testing.
Yeah.
What kind of requirement do students require at a master's level to go on and study with you guys, and what providers can they use?
Okay, so for the English requirements, we like I've mentioned earlier, most of our courses require the 6.5 in IELTS, and also if you have written IELTS and probably you didn't meet up with the entry requirement for English, you can come on board to study our pre-sessional English as well, which is available. So you have the opportunity to join the pre-sessional English depending on what level you are in. You can join the pre-sessional English at we have different levels at which you can join for different for different fee as well.
Okay, and in terms of, again, you've done apologies, but we have got podcast listeners as well. Scholarship and funding. What different types of funding do you guys offer, and do you, for instance, offer external funding and scholarships such as like Chevening and Marshall scholarships and companies like that? Do you work closely with them?
Yes, of course we do. We do work closely with these scholarship bodies. We have students that get these scholarships, even so many country scholarships as well, because I know some countries offer their citizens scholarships to study abroad as well. So yes, we work with so many country scholarships as well, and also some company scholarships as well. We do work with them, and students get the scholarships and come on board to study with us. And for our scholarships as well, we have the subject-based scholarships. We have we also have the centenary scholarships. For those that already have an offer, you can go and apply for our subject-based scholarships and also the centenary scholarships as well. So you still have the opportunity to do that. That will be closing the 15th of this month. So if you haven't done that, please go ahead and apply for these scholarships as well.
Okay, can you tell me what the popular courses are at the moment? I know it's always hard because it's so personal to who you are in terms of what you want to go and study. And I would always recommend that to anyone that's watching or listening. Follow what you want to follow, not what everyone else is following. Because it's not that you won't be good at it, it's just that you won't potentially have the same passion. But John, talk to me about the popular subjects at the moment, post-COVID. Yes, it's still kind of there, COVID, but have you seen an increase in the amount of students coming to do business masters courses? And if so, are there any particular courses that I know you're strong in, such as real estate, that are really profiting at the moment?
Yes, like I mentioned during the presentation, we have one of our finance courses, which is the finance, the management, and the real estate. We're looking to push the real estate research and planning program in so many regions, and these are our finest courses that we have students also come on strong links to the real estate industry as well. And so many students come on board, to study these programs as well. And I also tell students looking at big data, business analytics, yes, under our information management area, you would, you can also apply for this as well. It's business based, so they have opportunity to to apply for these courses under the information management program.
And questions that have come in, John, relate around the mode of learning. It's always a popular one, especially post-COVID. Can you do distance learning courses? Is that an option? And does it affect your application or your CV for future job roles if you do have that on your CV?
Most all of our courses are full-time. So we don't have distance learning programs. All of our programs are full-time. Like I mentioned, except for the MBA. What MBA program isn't, we don't have a full-time MBA. So the executive MBA and flexible MBA is more of a distance learning program and on campus, because you would have to be on campus to to attend workshops as well for the MBA program. But all other of our courses are are full-time courses. So after COVID, we are back full-time, and it's physical learning. So you'll be on campus to attend classes as well.
Cool. And there's two more questions before we wrap up. I want to give the podcast listeners the opportunity to hear about your mentoring program. You did a great piece earlier that said that you've got alumni from the likes of Microsoft, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Shell, and Barclays, and many more as well. Talk to me about that slide in particular that you went through, and about how that makes you so unique, because not many universities and business schools offer that type of alumni, which is great.
Yes, so for the mentoring, once you come on board as a student, you are assigned a mentor from from the industry as well, and you have the opportunity to network with them, get advices. You also have the opportunity to get information from them about your career plans. They're there to guide you. And these are the things that we offer our students that stands us out from every other university or every other business school. And once you come on board and you're done, you're through with school, you finish as a different person as when you entered. So these opportunities, and for our careers team as well, they are there to help. They are there to help. They're there to assist. You can book an appointment with them. They're there to guide you as regards to your career plans. They're there to guide you as regards to your application to companies. If you're going for an interview, they're there to prepare you for all of these things. And I tell students these are the things we have for students that are with the business school. And also, even after you have graduated from school, you have the opportunity, even after 3 years after graduation, you have the opportunity to still get in touch with the careers team, let them know what your plans are, let them guide you, let them advise you, help you, in terms of your career progression. And they also be in touch with you, after you've graduated, to know what you're currently doing, to know, how far you've gone with your plans. And this is how we get the statistics of students. Like I mentioned, we have the 94% of students getting employed within 6 months after graduation. So this because the career team still get in touch with our students. They have the opportunity to get all of these advantages and advices on career progression.
Okay, I'm going to give you the opportunity at the end here, rather than a question. This is rather for myself, to kind of wrap up and just give us almost a summary, almost 2 or 3 liner, just as to, if you're not sure where to study or what to do in your master's course, why should they come to Henley? Why come to University of Reading? could you just summarize quickly, just for those listening and viewing, what makes you so much better? And I know you guys are very good as well, but what makes you personally better than other business schools in the UK, even around the world?
Yes, thank you, Garrett. Like I've mentioned, we're a top business school, triple accredited, and not so many business schools have this. And also the career support right from when you get admitted into the business school, you get that support, academically, if you mentally, you have that, we're about your well-being, we're about your career progression, from when you come, on board, even after you've graduated, we are still in touch with you. The careers team, they're still supportive, they still give advices, they still reach out to you, to know what you're currently doing. So it's not like it's not just about your academics alone, but it's about your career progression. We want to know how you're doing. You're not just coming to the business school and and we're leaving you. You're coming, so you're getting the value for your money as well. And like I mentioned about the alumni, you have that that support as well from the alumni team. Regardless of what country or where you are, you will get that support. We have chapters in different countries, and you get that support wherever you are.
Thank you, John. A huge thank you to you, John, as well, for doing all that. It's been a great presentation. And for those listening on the podcast today, that will be live on Spotify later today, Amazon Music and Apple Music as well. But for now, thank you, John. Thanks for your time today. I'm just going to talk about postgrad.com in terms of what we've got to offer. In case you don't know, we've got 10 million plus students that find their perfect postgraduate program, a choice of over 200 countries, would you believe? There are, over 200 countries with universities in that are on our website that you can go and study at, which is great. Partnerships with high caliber international scholarship providers that were mentioned earlier, such as Chevening and Marshall. The best advice and accommodation, visas, careers, English language support, funding, subjects, and much, much more. Eligibility for our £500 bursaries and dedicated webinar and podcast channels, as just mentioned. Now, who can apply for these bursaries? Anyone from anywhere around the world. So full-time, part-time, it doesn't clash with any other funding opportunities that you might have applied for. So please head over to our website and sign up now. You'll also be sent an email with an opportunity to sign up. But for now, a huge thank you to John and Henley Business School for making this happen. It's been a fantastic session. Everybody who is watching this live on social media, thank you for tuning in. If you have registered for this session, you will be sent it via email. If you've missed anything, head over to our YouTube or our podcast channels on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify. But for now, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.